Okay, good evening and welcome. Okay, now I understand why you are sitting in different places. It is not because you don't like me. Okay, but I'm told certain places are very cold. Okay, and that is why you're choosing your body temperature accordingly. Okay, so I hope you'll feel warm and comfortable wherever you are seated. But however, if you feel cold, you can always move around. Okay, there are warmer places closer. Okay, right. So we'll give another minute or so before we start. And the moment Stephen lifts up his hands like a martyr, we will start. I hope your day was good. Your hard work contributed to the economy of the country. Okay? Now, I suppose Penang people will be having it difficult where to drink beer these days. Okay? Right. It's a big problem. So don't be upset when you go to a coffee shop and ask for a beer and there's no beer. Okay, let's begin. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, please rise. Heavenly Father, once again we ask for your blessing upon the parish and the parishioners and the priest of the Nativity of the Blessed Virgin Mary here in Butterworth. We ask you to bless all the ministries in all language groups that are existing in this parish and who are ministering in spite of many challenges they experience. May you bless them all in whatever they are doing. Through this ministry, may you also kind of guide them and help them to grow in holiness, which is the ultimate call of you, that we become holy people in doing different things in church and outside the church. We pray as we go through the series of talks during Advent, you will further inspire us and help us to understand what we are doing and what is this ministry all about, so that there will be enthusiasm and passion in whatever we are called to do and the people that we are called to minister to. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with you. Blessed are you among women, and blessed is the fruit of your womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners now and at the hour of our death. Amen. The Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Good. Right, how many of you had your dinner already? Some have your dinner. Right. In case you're hungry, don't faint. There is cake and there's drinks during break. And I am told to give that break. Otherwise, I'll be in trouble. Okay? So we will have a break. Then after that, we have a little snack. And then we come back together. Those of you who have been attending these sessions from day one, you may recall we have been doing, firstly, the origin of lay ministry. So we went through the history. It was a broad sweep covering almost from the 1st century until about 1961 at the dawning of Vatican II. Okay? And we said that the laity and the ministry of the laity emerged with the coming of the Second Vatican Council in 1962 to 65, and that's where we come across words like, phrases like, we are people of God, we are called to holiness, we are a church, okay, we are called to ministry, and so on. Okay, these are words that we saw in the council document. And then we also discovered much later that all of us are called to evangelize in the document of Pope Paul VI called Evangelii Nunciandi just after the Vatican Council. Okay? And that has given us the impetus and the passion and the desire to do things in our church. And as I've told you, writing a book of mine, one church alone, 500 lay ministers, you just count in your own church the different language groups, the different ministries, and the different people who are ministering, can easily add on to a tidy sum, hundreds, 200. And you take the Malaysian church, there will be thousands of lay ministers. I've also said without them, the parish priest will only be able to do 1/10 of the work. He'll be able to baptize. He'll be able to celebrate some masses. He'll be able to conduct some marriages. He'll be able to do the funerals. But many things he won't be able to do. Teaching catechism from Standard 1 until Form 4. He won't be able to do that. Running RCIA program in all languages. Attending BEC meetings every month. So he depends on the lay ministers to collaborate with him and to work with him for the growth of the church. And many of you have come forward to do that. Okay? That's wonderful. The second talk we had about on calling. Okay? We said calling is not about just doing things in the church. I come here and I be a hospitality minister. How long does it take? 10 minutes. Or I am a communion minister. How long does it take? 5 minutes. Or I am singing in the choir. How long does it take? Maybe 1 hour. Is that what God is calling us to? We said calling has to do with holiness. Through this ministry, we must feel that we are growing in holiness, in the love of God, and in our neighbors, so that our journey towards God is slowly taking its root and slowly getting stronger and stronger, because we are living the love commandment of charity, love one another. So all our ministerial work must be focused on, is this helping me to love God? Is this allowing me to grow in the love of God? Am I growing closer to the person of Jesus? Am I growing closer in my love for the church? Am I growing closer in my love for my family and my neighbors and so on? Okay. Today we like to kind of touch on practical things. One of the things that the local church, that means the Malaysian church, if you look back and you look back, one of the things that you'll notice is when Vatican II said lay ministers are needed, the priest from the pulpit announced, we need communion ministers, we need hospitality ministers, we need flower decorators, we need lectors, we need commentators, we need people in the choir. So generous people, we came forward. We said, okay, I will give my time. We encourage our children, hey, son, serve lah. You know, encourage your daughter, come and sing. You know, you got a good voice. But little did we realize that there was no formation that the church gave to us. That the church did not give us any kind of formation. How to be a hospitality minister. How to be a lector. How to sing with people in the choir. How to work with women who will arrange flowers. One woman says put rose flower here, the other one says no, put chrysanthemum. Then you say never mind, you do it . No? We did not form them. So we began to notice very quickly in our doing there was unhappiness, there were problems, there were difficulties that we all experience. It's not about saying he is right and she is wrong, or she is right and he is wrong, or to say the priest is wrong, we all are right. It's not about that. Along the way, we have made mistakes. Vatican II is about 55 years old, starting from 1965. Maybe we started a little later. We are about 65 years old. But we are dealing with the history of the church from first AD to 1221. That's a long period of time. And we are dealing with only with a group of people who are 65 years old. That's infancy. As far as the church history of lay ministry is concerned, we came out, we did something, we stumble, we fall, we made mistakes, we got up. Some of us will say, I don't want to work under this priest. Let this priest be transferred. 3 years later, he gets transferred. Then we all came when the new priest came. Father, I'm available. Does it happen in your church? No. You all are very saintly people. It happens all the time in my parish. Okay? Normal behavior. Okay? Nothing unusual about it. Okay? Right. So today we're going to deal with practical things, and we're going to deal with two questions. One is attitude, and the other is anger. Okay? Two things that can either build us or that can destroy us. But two things that each one of us need to work. And unless we keep working at it, we'll find ourselves, it becomes a constant problem. Okay? In our ministering, in our working together, in our living our life as a parish, even as a family, working together as colleagues in offices, This is my experience. I stand to be corrected, and I stand to be proven wrong, but this is my experience. Do priests make mistakes? All the priests make mistakes. All the priests. Even though the priest says, oh, I loved my parish, will quietly say, I've made mistakes. Okay? I'm hurt. Oh, I've done wrong things while as a parish priest, while dealing with the parish. I've hurt people. I've offended my parishioners. He will say that. It shows we are human. Okay? Every priest is a human. The amazing thing is that he leaves and he goes to another parish, he becomes better in his pastoring. He recognizes he makes mistake. Hey, next time when people come for a funeral, I better be sensitive, not to ask stupid questions. Do you come to church? How come I don't see you in church? Let me not ask stupid questions like this. I've asked this and I know people are offended. Let me be a pastor. Whether they come to church, don't come to church, when they come and say, my father died, let me be compassionate. Let me express my grief, my sorrow, and help him or her. Okay? We learn from mistake, and we say to ourselves, next time we don't do this. Or people come to get married in church. How come I don't see you in church? Now you're going to get married, you come here. Next time, I'll be sensitive. Let me be excited they're getting married in church. And let me see what I can do to help them in their preparation. Okay? And this is the way we priests make mistakes, we stumble, we fall, we get up, and then we get moved around, we become better and a little more sensitive and a little more aware. But I notice among laity, when they have a problem, they find it so difficult to forgive a priest, so difficult to forgive a fellow minister. They hold it to heart. Okay? They hold it to heart. They keep their distance. They won't talk to the priest. They won't talk to the choir member. They won't talk to the hospitality minister. They keep away, like as though wash their hands. I got nothing to do with this anymore. They have not grown. They have not changed. They've got stuck where they are, in their bitterness, in their anger, in their frustration. They got stuck. And you go into parishes, you will notice people like that. Okay? Doesn't matter the priests have moved around to 2, 3 other parishes, and then the bishop posts him here to Nativity Church. They will remember him for what he did many years ago. But the priest has moved on. He's much older. Maybe he's much wiser. Maybe he might make the same mistake. And this is where we need to be people who are growing and people who have formed right attitudes in our ministry. And unless we keep working at it, we'll find ourselves difficult and challenging. Okay? So we're going to talk about one part of it, and then we have a break. And then after that, we go and deal with another part called anger. Okay? So right. Attitude, we have heard. We have this phrase. People will say, oh, this person got a bad attitude, you know. No manners. Does not know how to talk to ladies. Does not know how to talk to elderly people. You know. Bad attitude he has. I don't know what happened, whether the parents brought him up well or not. We say things like this. Attitude is part of Christian spirituality. Okay? Attitude is part of Christian spirituality. Just like we want to grow in our spirituality, we have to grow in our attitude. And we've got to figure out what are these attitudes and how we can grow in these areas of our life. So that's what we want to look at it, okay? What is attitude? What's inside us that makes us go up? What can alter life? By altering attitude. What can make us go up, become better people? Or what can make us stagnant as we are? Next slide, please. Okay, attitude is a learned predisposition. It's a desire to learn. Okay? It's a desire to learn. Okay? Attitude. You know, look at the problem in our country. Okay? You can read papers, you listen to news, you can see things for yourself. Attitude is a learned predisposition. In this country, there is some or other a total hatred for English. Okay? Learn Malay, learn Malay, learn Malay. As though it is the only language in the world. We all know Malay is important. All students will know they got to get a credit to go do anything. Okay? We all know that. But there's nothing wrong to learn other languages. So many people are excited that some people know several languages. It's amazing that people are gifted to know languages and learn languages. Okay? It's a kind of a disposition. I want to learn. I want to learn the Chinese culture. Okay? Why are they always giving ang pao for everything? Okay? I want to know that. Okay? Only thing, when I smile, they don't give me ang pao. Okay? But you bless a car, you bless the house, you anoint a sick, you go and bless their business opening. It's always an ang pao. It goes with it. So what is their culture? Why are they doing this? Okay? Where does it come from? Okay? To say so, no, initially you say no, it's not polite. It's offensive. Okay? So you learn these things. Learning culture is always good. Why do Indians behave like this? Why do Malays behave like this? Okay? Why do other people behave like this? What are your culture? Okay? You go into certain places, they take out their shoe and they walk into the temple of Gurdwara. Why do they do that? What is their reason? Okay? So, there's nothing wrong to learn about people and to learn from people. It's always enriching and making our life richer. Okay? Whether simple as using chopstick, we take it for granted. Okay? Or to eat with our fingers. It's an attitude that we cultivate, respecting other people's culture, other people's language, other people's attire, okay, other people's way of life, other people's food. Okay, I guess Malaysians have very good food. When you go on a pilgrimage with them, doesn't matter they are somewhere where you can't get Malaysian food, they will be craving for it, and then they find a Palestinian who can cook Chinese food. They want to eat that because they want Chinese food. They don't want to kind of say, hey, let me try their food. Let me kind of enjoy their food, their cuisine, and see what it is like. Now that's what attitude is all about. It teaches us, it invites us to learn. The disposition is to learn, to behave in a particular way, and then to learn from our experience. Okay? I work in this church. Oh, here you don't do this. Okay? This is not a practice here. It may be a practice somewhere else, but don't impose it on the people here. Okay? Learn. We learn from experience. Okay? You say a joke, people don't like it. You learn. Okay? In this church, people are pretty solemn when it comes to worship. So you got to learn to respect that. Okay? All this is part of attitude. And the more we learn, the better person we become. Okay? And it is only by learning we will kind of learn to kind of understand people, live with people, relate with people, move along with people, and so on. Okay, next slide please. Okay, attitude is made up of three things: feelings, actions, and thoughts. Okay? Attitude is made up of feelings, actions, and thought. Now, if you go to a funeral house and then you start laughing, You think something is wrong with me? I go to a funeral house when people are solemn, people are grieving, and I go there and I laugh and I tell jokes. You looking at me, you think I'm mad? Will you say that? Maybe not mad, not Tanjung Rambutan, but closer to Tanjung Rambutan. Okay? Something is not right. I got to go to a funeral house and to empathize. Grieve. Show sorrow. Okay? Sit down in solitude to comfort a person. Okay? It has to do with actions. Okay? Attitude has to do with actions. Okay? Different actions communicate different things. What is this action communicating? Is this communicating revenge? Is this communicating violence? Is this communicating warning? What is this communicating? Okay? Thoughts. Okay? Attitudes are thoughts. What kind of thoughts do I have? Now these are things that affects relationship. Okay? These are things that affects relationship. Okay? And we think people do not know. But people are amazing. They pick it up. They got senses. They can figure out. Okay? Through your feelings and through your actions. Okay? If I'm walking and you're walking, you just bypass me and ignore me, you're telling me something. You're telling me something. If I walk bypass you, I don't even say anything to you, I'm telling you something. Hey, is Father angry with me? Is Father upset with me? You're going to put some thoughts and ask yourself, what is going on here? Because this is not a normal behavior. Okay, next slide. Okay, the importance of attitudes. It determines, one, approach to life. Okay, how do we want to go on in life? You want to be a loner, isolated, withdrawn? You want to come into this parish, sit in one corner and walk out through one door, just disappear? Or you want to kind of say, hey, I come into this church, I want to meet parishioners. I want to say hello to as many people as I can. Okay? I want to kind of catch up on my friends. Is an approach to life. What kind of life do you want? Happy? Joy-filled? Peace-filled? It has to do with relationship with people. Attitude has to do with relationship with people. Okay? How many of us can say, I know 50% of my parishioners. I talk to them. That's a good target. Okay? Most of us are unable to do that. We as priests, we talk to people who are ministering in the church, who are closely connected, doing this, doing that, doing this. We tend to kind of meet them, call them, have coffee with them, sometimes go out and eat with them. But so often the other parishioners, we don't see them. When do we see them? Funerals, sick call. This is one-off thing. Okay? But it's about relationship. Attitude is about relationship. The more we tend to kind of reach out, you will find yourself people reaching out to you. We don't want to live life. People come and pay respect when we are lying in the coffin, We can't even take up our hand and say, hello, thanks for coming. We want to meet people and live with people while we are alive. Okay? Not when we are dead, thousands are flocking the church and say, what a wonderful woman she was. Now, when you're alive, okay, it has to do with attitude. Do I want to kind of live in relationship with people? Difficult? Problematic? Challenging? It is. It is. Can I make time? Can I make myself available? Can I reach out? These are things we need to ask. The third one is to differentiate success and failure. Okay? Attitude is about we will make mistakes. Look out for the success. This works. This works. So do more of it. People like it in my parish. Okay? This does not work. Take it away. Okay? Take it away. This works. Do. Okay? Able to kind of see these things and say these things work, we do it. What are parishioners wanting? What are they craving for? And the parish can do it, do it. Okay? So look out for this thing, to differentiate between success and failures. Okay? Affects outcome, day. Okay? Be prepared. Be prepared to evaluate and say any event. After that, good, bad, what did we learn out of this? What we can change? What we can carry on for the next event? What worked very well? What didn't work very well? Time factor, language factor, okay? We kind of evaluate these things because all that helps. Finally, turn problem into a blessing. It's not about finger pointing. Because of you only, it rained. Because I told you, Indian custom says, put 5 chilies, so it won't rain, but you didn't do it. Because of you only, you didn't put, now it rained, the whole program is spoiled. Try to turn problems into a blessing. Okay? Look at the positive things and see how we can appreciate what we have put into and turn that into a blessing, that people can go back with a satisfaction and a feel-good feeling within themselves. Next one. The foundation of success is attitude. Okay? For positive thinkers, the stepping stone is to success. For negative thinkers, a stumbling block. If you want good attitude, be positive. If you want a good attitude, be positive. Think positively. Okay? If you're all the time negative, if I'm the parish priest and then you come to me, Father, can do this or not? I say no. Then you come and ask me, can you do this or not? I say no. Then he says, Sudala, this priest. Everything is no. Better call him Dr. No. Okay? You don't want to suggest anything. Okay? A parish council, you don't want to suggest anything. Because I'm going to say no, no, no. But if your attitude is positive, then you're willing to say, hey, how is it possible? Show me, you got a good idea, tell me how it works, how we can implement. Okay? How this can change our liturgy, how this can change our ministry. Show. That's the kind of attitude we need to tap into. And all of us have something to contribute. As I told you, because we as a church rushed into getting people to be involved in ministry without formation in the early days, many of our people in the parish council will come and sit there, nice chair, air-conditioned room, and then they won't talk. At the end of the day, they say, "Father, what do you have to say?" That's the last thing we want to hear. After all the 24 people, 25 people sitting there, then you ask us this question, "Father, what do you have to say?" We are looking for ideas. And then this same 24 people will break up into small groups. Some will go and eat chow kway teow. That's it, they will talk. Waste of time. It doesn't help us. Doesn't help the parish. Okay? This is the time to talk at a meeting. Be positive. Share. "Father, this won't work. Or that won't work. Or this will work. Or this can be done this way. Or that can be done that way." Only then we are going to grow. Only then we are going to see there is a way that from a maintenance church, we are going to be a growing church. From a maintenance church, we are going to be a missionary church. Because our people are positive. That's the way family life is going to grow. This is positive. Rather than just maintaining it, Husband does this, wife does this, son does this, daughter does this. Come on, is there another way of doing it? Okay? So the foundation is positive. Positive. The more positive we are, the more we cultivate and build that, we'll find ourselves, positivism becomes the way of life among us. Next slide, please. Okay, we are people of, we have not all of us have achieved this, but we are people on different level. Okay, there are 4 qualities. Okay, got to be people of character, people of integrity, people of good values and positive attitudes. Have we succeeded in all this? No. Are we on different levels? We may be. But in order to have this total quality people, and so that our attitudes can be articulated in all these ways, we got to kind of keep building up these areas of our lives. Okay? Why is that in our country we are branded people as corrupted? Most highly corrupted country in the world. Why is that? Something is wrong with character. Something is wrong with integrity. Okay? Something is so blatantly missing. And that is why you don't have to be a Malaysian to notice that. You can be an outsider to see something is not right. Okay? Church ministers, men and women of integrity, men and women of character, men and women of good values, men and women of positive attitudes. We are not perfect, but we hope we are growing in this. And that's why I'm telling you, at the meetings, talk. Choir meeting, talk. Lectors, commentators meeting, talk. If you go in the talk in the coffee shop, no use. Maybe you pay 2 ringgit for teh tarik, that's all. But nothing you talk there can be implemented, because where it is implemented, you did not talk. We need to do the talking in the meeting, in the parish council. Okay? It happens to all of us. Either we are cheesed off, we are tired, we are fed up of talking in the group, nothing happens, so we talk outside, But we got to kind of keep believing. Vatican II says, we are people of God. Church is never perfect. That is why the church always recognizes our own sinfulness. Can you see this Holy Father, even Pope John Paul II, always asking for forgiveness? Always asking for forgiveness. Countries that they go to. Okay? Because it realizes we have made mistakes. And we're not ashamed about it. But we're learning one important lesson: not to do the same thing again. Okay? And that's what we are about. We are not a perfect community, neither are we a perfect human being. We make mistakes. But we learn. Attitude is about learning. I told you in the beginning, it's about learning predisposition. Okay? Next slide, please. Okay? Determining factor, environment. Okay? It's easier to talk when people are open. It's easier to talk when the environment is welcoming, to listen. Okay? It's easier to talk when the environment is respectful of each one of us. If we do not give that space and the opportunity, then we'll clam up. Then we won't talk. We'll sit there quietly for an hour and a half or 2 hours. But if you create an atmosphere, an environment where you are respected, where you'll be heard, it's not about English class, it's not about proper grammar, it's not about how well you're dressed, but it's about what you have to say. And you are part of this community. And we are brothers and sisters. Okay? It's an environment. Okay? Secondly, it's about determining factor, the experience. Listen to people. Okay? People who have lived in this parish, people who have worked in this parish, listen. Okay? People who come with knowledge, listen. Okay? Because they have something to say. And thirdly, the idea of education. Okay? Education opens our minds, broadens our thinking. Okay? It shapes us and forms us. So let us not kind of shelf people who are educated. Okay? Let's listen, because they come with knowledge. They bring in the expertise, whether it's the finance, how to handle money, how to save money, how to spend money. Listen. Okay? Or they come from other IT age, where they want to develop IT in this parish. They have a contribution to make. I don't have, because I'm not educated in that. I listen. So everybody has something to give, because everyone is kind of educated in different areas. Okay? And everybody can contribute something. Only when we listen, then we give them an opportunity to talk, we'll find ourselves doing it. Next slide, please. Okay. Now, how do you recognize people with positive attitude? These are the qualities you need to pick up. You'll see that they are caring people. You see, they are people of confidence. They are patient people. They are humble people. They also have a high expectation and anticipate outcomes. Okay? Again, we will not have everything, but we will have some of the things there. We are caring people. Okay? Our priest may not have every quality there, but he may be a caring person. He may be a humble person. Okay? Or he may be a person with great patience or high expectation, because he believes that these people, urban, Penang people, are able to kind of achieve better results. Okay? Others will have other qualities. Okay, next slide. Is this the last one? No? Okay, how to build attitude? Okay? Of course, we all have temperaments. Some of us, we are the choleric, the persevering type. We can keep going. Some of us in life are people who can keep going. Okay? Keep moving. Okay? We fall down, we get up, keep going. Some of us give up very quickly. Okay? There are personalities who come across, we will give up quickly. Okay? Others keep going. Okay? There are one kind of personalities. The sanguine, positive, always positive. That's their characteristic. That's their personality type, positive. Okay? I have a friend. He's a Maryknoll priest. For most of his life, he worked in Africa. Always tribal conflict. Always fight. Whether in Sudan, whether it's in Kenya, whether it's Nigeria, endless fight. And I always ask him, what are you going to do in that place, man? But he wants to go back there. That's where his mission is, he says. He told me something. It's an old Swahili proverb. Okay, I'm going to tell it to you. Okay, if you find it disgusting, you laugh outside the church. Okay, old Swahili proverb. Okay, it's a language in Tanzania and Kenya. He said, old shit don't smell. Okay, old shit don't smell. It's only new shit that smells. Okay, you are talking about old things, all this conflict and all that. These are old things. It doesn't mean anything. Life goes on. Mission goes on. Conversion goes on. Okay? And sometimes we get stuck with the old things. Okay? Positive. Melancholic people are always negative. Every time they're negative. You can say, hello, today it rained, very good. Alama, yesterday it rained, Can you remember the day before it rained also? Last week at the same time, 4 o'clock it rained. They can always talk negative. Okay? They cannot think positive. I watch a movie, this one was a bit violent. The other movie was so violent, the previous one was the same, violent. And so they go on like that. They can never think of positive things. Okay? We are going to celebrate Christmas this year on the 25th. Last year also we celebrated what? I also know Christmas doesn't come in every 100 years. But you can only tell, but last year also we celebrated, so what big deal? Okay? So there are easygoing people. There are priests who will tell them, Father, tomorrow morning you're preaching, This is 11 o'clock at night. And he still not prepared a sermon. Never mind lah. Tomorrow morning, 5 o'clock, the Holy Spirit will inspire me. Okay? Easygoing. Okay? Easygoing. There are always easygoing people. There are also easygoing teachers also. You'll come across them, in life, very easygoing, Nothing is exciting, gets them excited, Simply. So there are different people, and different characteristics. Can you see some people in the house, they are perfectionist? Have you come across perfectionists in the house? They will never let the dust settle down. Before the dust comes on, they'll be holding it. Before the husband could light a cigarette, they are going to kind of throw the ashtray. They want to keep the house super clean. Okay? All kinds of characteristics we have. In the church, do we have like that? We have. Okay? But this is the church we have. God has not brought robots into the church, that everybody thinks alike, everybody walks alike, everybody smiles at the right time. No. All kinds of personalities are in the church. And yet we are called to kind of work towards this community with building good attitudes for ourselves. Next one. Now, how to build attitudes. Listen to your voice. Okay? Listen to your inner voice. It speaks to you. Okay? Moments of suffering. It's a lesson. Sometimes people think suffering is a punishment that God is giving us. And then we tend to either scold God or we tend to kind of get upset with God. Suffering is a lesson. We learn. Okay? We learn from suffering. Okay? The environment influences us. Okay? Decide before breaking point. Okay? And lastly, concentrate on success. Okay? Concentrate on good things in the parish. Just do not put all your energy on the bad things that happens. Concentrate on good things that happens. The first one. Yeah. Right at the top. Can you go back to the old slide? Okay. It's just how to build attitude. Okay? That's the first one. Okay? And the other 6 follows. The next one. Next slide, please. Okay, obstacle to build right attitudes. Okay? Firstly, from within. We don't want to kind of introspection, look within ourselves. Okay? Appreciating people, appreciating ourselves, appreciating the church, appreciating what God has given us. We don't do that. The fear of failure, very scared. Okay? Very scared of failure. And there are a lot of people like that. Must not fail. Okay? They get very upset if they fail. Okay? Discouragement. Okay? People discourage them. Okay? Criticism. Difficulties. Non-conducive environment. Okay? These are obstacles towards attitudes, you know. How can you make peace in a very, very volatile environment? How can we really live as brothers and sisters when we are always in disharmony, hurting, attacking one another? Very bad environment. Okay? So we cannot do anything about it. Okay? These are obstacles towards attitude. Okay? If the environment is right, we can build up, peace and harmony. If the environment is bad, it's so difficult and very challenging. That is why some parishes, very difficult. Very difficult. We hear bad news than good news. Okay? We hear sad stories than good stories. Okay? The next one, please. This is the last one. How many more to go? Another 5 more. To change or not to change is within us. Okay, I told you in the homily yesterday, nobody likes change. Only people who like change are babies in wet diapers. Okay, they'll be crying for change. Okay, all of us don't like change. If I ask you to come and sit here, you'll get upset. So I say to myself, I better not ask you. Okay, you'll get upset. Okay. But change is so important, and to grow is to change frequently. Okay? For a long time, the church has been stagnant, didn't change. Vatican II, the change came in so fast, and we are still changing. Whether in ministry, liturgy, all kinds of things are going through endless changes. Okay? Who we are today is a result of the choice we made yesterday. Tomorrow, we will become what we choose today. That is so practical in life. Okay? You save some money today, you'll have something tomorrow. Okay? If you don't save any money today, tomorrow you won't have anything. Okay? Next one. Evaluate your present attitude. See the need for any change. Ask yourself, is there anything that I need to change in my life so that my attitude can be better? Okay? Live in the present. Okay? Change your thought patterns. Okay? We are what we are. Okay? I have some doctor friends. They tell me, they're in private practice, they tell me if they can speak a few Cantonese words, their Chinese patients are very excited. They think they are Cantonese scholars, but all don't know a few words, in Cantonese. But the patients think they are Cantonese scholars. Okay, so it's no harm. It's no harm to learn languages, to be in contact with people, to be in communion with people. You just win people. Okay, you just win people. Okay. Choose to have the right attitudes. Okay. This is what it's about, the attitudes that we need to have. Okay, next slide. Okay, steps to attitude change. Focus on the positive. Okay, focus on the positive, not negative. Put that aside for a moment. Okay, habit of doing it now. Okay, don't postpone it, do it now. Okay, attitude of gratitude. Be thankful. Be thankful to your ministry members. Be thankful to your congregation. Be thankful for the little things that happens in the parish. You will really see there's a spark in their life when you say thank you. You will really see there's a spark. Okay, it doesn't cost a lot. It doesn't take much effort. You say thank you to the catechism teachers for the year of dedication, sacrificing their Sunday morning to teach catechism. It really touches them. You don't have to buy gold bracelets and give them, or take them out for a big dinner. Maybe you like to do it, fine, but just an appreciation, it really touches. Okay? Okay? Finally, never give up on continuous education. Whether it's liturgy, learn. Catechetics, learn. Hospitality, learn. Eucharistic, how to give communion, learn. Never give up on continuous education. Okay? You're always developing, always growing. Okay? Right. Now we've got to stop here because I told you there's no coffee, no gin tonic. There's water and there's cake. So let's go outside, have some cake and water, and then we come back. Can we start coming back? Okay, welcome back, and thanks to Jacqueline for the cake and for the water. Okay, we are back here now. Right. Is there any questions that you like to ask? Any kind of clarification you have? It makes sense? Doesn't make sense? You think your parish is a little different from this? You think attitude is a virtue, is a spirituality we need to cultivate? Anybody? It's good. Remember, we say adult learning, we share, okay? All of you have experience. All of you either have been in this parish from birth to now, or you have drifted in and drifted out from different parishes, okay? Anybody? There's a mic here. You can take the mic and you can talk. Yeah, there's a mic here. Anybody want to talk? Yes, come. You want to talk? No? Okay. You were chasing fly. Okay, never mind. Let's sum it up. Okay, it's going to be 9:15. Let's sum it up. I said we brought in a lot of ministers to serve the church because there was a crying need. So a lot of people came forward, but there was very little formation initially. Okay, and we realized as we worked together, we did wonderful job. At the same time, we also made a lot of mistakes. Okay. And all of us were on the growing curve. We were learning how to do ministry, how to work together, how to relate to different language groups. And along the way, yes, we made mistakes, but we're getting better. Okay, we're having more formation now, and we are becoming better in our ministerial services, and we're also recognizing our own failures and faults. Okay, we just introduced this topic of attitude that will give you another dimension that you may have practiced it. Okay, but I'm giving you additional information, additional insights, that this is a valuable part of spirituality, and we all can do something about it as we learn to grow in our attitudes. Okay, and then we'll find ourselves, we are making our lives a little more easier, joyful and peaceful, and we're also making our environment, the church environment, welcoming, friendly and warm. Okay, that's what we're trying to do, and we're doing this by cultivating virtues, which is character, integrity, and so on. Okay, and positive thinking, and so on. We are trying to do that. Okay, so if you kind of put this into practice at home, in our working places, in our ministry, our relationship with one another, and with our priests, we will be on the right path. Okay, that's all I have to say. Hello? Okay? What is that? Okay. Okay, can we have the other slides, sir? Brian, can we have the other slides? Is this the one? No, the other slides on the attitude. Number 4, 5, 6. Okay, 8 steps. Okay. Number 5, positive self-esteem. Okay. Have a good self-esteem. Self-esteem is not about wearing branded clothes. Self-esteem has nothing to do with where you eat. Self-esteem has nothing to do with what kind of car you drive. Self-esteem has to do with who we are. Okay? So we need to build up our self-esteem. It's who we are. I live here. Okay? Why I ride this type of car. Okay, I eat in that kind of place. Doesn't matter. People think self-esteem has to do with whether we wear branded watch, branded clothes, drive big cars, always showing 3, 4, 5 Visa cards and MasterCard. Nothing to do with that. It's to who we are. And people can see ourselves as to who we are by the kind of person we are, the way we carry ourselves, and the way we express, the way we relate, and all that. Number 6, stay away from negative influences. There's plenty of it. Okay? There are plenty of negative influences. Okay? As we say, there are good messages about marriage in our world today. There are also bad messages about marriage. You just have to stay away. Okay? You just have to stay away from bad messages of marriages. Okay? Our world is mixture. There's lots of good things and bad things. You just have to learn to pick the good things. What will give life, what is meaningful, what will help me, what will guide me. You've got to learn to pick. Okay? Number 7, learn to like the things. It's missing. Learn to like the things. Something is missing. I do not know what it is. Okay? Number 8, start with a positive note. Okay? Start with a positive note. Okay? That's the way we are called to, to build up an attitude. Start with positive note. There are some people who can look at our country. The other day I was listening to the talk about Tommy Thomas, the former Attorney General, and then after that he stepped down very quickly and all that. He always says, in spite of what he's going through and gone through, he says, I always believe in hope. Okay? Always believe there's hope in Malaysia. Okay? Now he has been through a lot, within the short term, and now lots of court cases, but he always believes in hope. Like that, we've got to kind of have positive notes within us. Yeah, things may look very, 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 very black. Things may look very, very difficult. We may all become very, very negative, about everything. Okay, but to have life and to generate life, we got to have a positive attitude. There are some of them, people who say, Alama, so many people are leaving the Catholic Church. We don't see young people in church anymore. Okay? What are we going to tell the young people? Be positive. Help them to discover. Okay? We cannot simply say, what they are doing is right. We've got to say, be positive. Something is happening and something will reveal itself, something you will discover, but stay positive. Yeah, you could be a small minority. Okay? I was once working in our church in England. It's in Clapham Common. Those of you who know England, Clapham Common, just outside up the tube station. For lunchtime mass, there will be about 300 people for mass. You say, wow, this is a fantastic number. Who are they? They're either Nigerians, Ghanaians, Filipinos, or Hong Kong Chinese. You cannot see white people there. Okay? Maybe a couple of old ladies who might stroll in. Okay? And yet, English Catholics have to stay positive. They may go through the revival. They may go through a change of heart, but stay positive. Okay? That's what attitude is about. Okay, that's 8 points. Right? Okay, thanks a lot. Otherwise, Wednesday is the Immaculate Conception, okay, the feast of our Blessed Mother. There's Mass in this church. We hope to see you all. There's Mass in the morning also. Mass in the morning and evening also, with the rosary thrown in. Then our next talk will be on next Monday, where we will have ministering during the time of COVID. What should the church do? Should we just... There are two kinds of people during time of COVID. One is people who are scared and who want to kind of stay away. Then there are other people who are very innovative. Okay? Now, studies have shown there are 8,000... We can only talk about, Allah, that shop is closed down. La. My famous place for Char Kway Teow is closed down. Allah, this Laksa shop was closed down already. This Mama shop was closed down. We only look at shops that are closed down. There are 8,000 new businesses has emerged within this time of COVID. 8,000 new businesses has sprouted. And it's all about innovative people. People who see COVID and situation and who do things differently. Okay? Different kind of business. Okay? And so it's not about everything is dying, but there are many things that are taking on new meanings. Okay? So how do we minister during COVID? We can say, let me wait until everything is over. We must remember, this is the only experience that we have of the church going through what we call abnormal time. But you remember, the church has gone through, it has a long history, about 1,000, almost 2,000 years of history. It has gone through persecution after the death and resurrection of Jesus. It has gone through many wars. It has gone through First World War. It has gone through Second World War. Okay. How was the church during Second World War for 5 years? Was there dancing and praying every Sunday? Were there still Catholics worshipping? Were the Catholics still praying? How did they keep their faith? How did they pass on faith? Okay. Vietnam, many years of war, north and south. Today is a sprouting, it's a country that is growing in Christianity. How did they do that? Okay? How did they do that? So, we got to find ways how to minister. Not to say COVID, we all closed down, very dangerous. But let us positively think about ways, okay, to do it. That's what we'll talk about on Monday. And then on Wednesday, we'll talk about rooted in God. That will be our last talk, rooted in God. Okay? That will be our last talk on next Wednesday. Okay? Thank you very much. Have a pleasant evening. See you all. Okay? Keep well. What else? Say hello to one another. Right. Bye.
Test. There's a handphone by the side table there. See who left it there? Side table.